Welcome back to Koreanology 101. Today, we're venturing far north to discuss a forgotten territory, Nokdun-do.
Nokdun-do is a fascinating case because it's a piece of land that has physically changed its form and location over time. It was originally a river island, or what the records call a hajung-do, situated at the mouth of the Tumen River, and its earliest known name was Sachamato.
That's right. Because of natural sedimentation in the Tumen River, the island eventually fused with the adjacent mainland, which is now part of Russia's Primorsky Krai. So the name Nokdun-do today really refers to that historical area rather than a distinct island.
It was considered part of Gyeonghung in Hamgyong province during the Joseon dynasty, and its size was quite variable. Historical estimates suggest it ranged from about 32 square kilometers up to potentially 400 square kilometers.
And this land was definitively under Joseon control for nearly 4 centuries, beginning in the early 1400s under King Sejong. It wasn't just empty land either. A fortress, Nokdun-do Fortress, was built there in 1432, and it served as a key military settlement, a dunjeon.
They utilized it well, cultivating crops like barley, wheat, and millet, and of course, capitalizing on the access to fish. But perhaps its most famous historical link is to the legendary Admiral Yi Sun-sin, as it was the location of a battle that led to his temporary demotion.
It was truly a strategic outpost. The status quo, however, radically changed in 1860. Despite centuries of Joseon sovereignty, Nokdun-do was ceded to the Russian Empire through the Treaty of Beijing, a border agreement made between Qing China and Russia.
The Joseon court did try to get it back, challenging the cession based on that treaty in the late 19th century, but those diplomatic efforts were unsuccessful. Russia maintained control throughout the Soviet era, even through border disputes with Japan in the 1930s.
And this status was solidified relatively recently, at least regionally. North Korea officially recognized Nokdun-do as Soviet territory under the 1990 DPRK Soviet Border Treaty. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, the area has remained under Russian administration.
Today, the land is largely marshy, and interestingly, there are very few accessible roads or transportation options from the Russian side, making personal visits extremely difficult. While it doesn't usually appear on South Korean maps, some Korean geography textbooks do note its historical context.
Internationally, Nokdun-do is recognized as Russian territory. Given its current state and lack of strategic value, experts generally agree that the possibility of South Korea making any attempts to reclaim it is highly improbable. It truly remains a historical footnote of a shifting border.
A fascinating look at how geography and international politics can literally reshape the map. Thank you for joining us on Koreanology 101.